Hello and welcome back. Today we are going to be painting 3 rocks that are native to my state. My state is Kansas. Here's the first one. It's just a simple cute green one with a little heart. These are the colors and materials I used for this one. So the first thing I did was I drew out my outline, then I went in with some green, and I noticed that it wasn't really covering very well, so I had to do several coats in order to get it to really stick. Then I added in the red and the outline. For the next rock, this is the Wichita flag from the city that I live in, which is Wichita. These are the materials and the colors that I used. First thing I did was I drew out my outline, and I used a picture as a reference. After my outline, I went in with a small brush and I painted in the red. I then went in with a off-white, just because it's a little bit nicer to work with than regular white. And I did have to do several coats on this in order for it to really pop out. After this, I added in the blue, which is the middle of the flag in this case, and it has a white outline, so I had to go through and add that white once again. Then I added in the smaller details of the flag, and I was almost finished. All I needed left was my outline. After my outline, I did go through and I Mod Podged the 2 rocks that I had just completed. My next rock is a cute little sunflower rock, since we are known as the Sunflower State. Now once again, these are the colors and the materials that I used. I first started off with a blue base coat, and since the blue was kind of thin, I did have to do several coats, but after about 3 coats in total, I was ready for my clouds. Taking the same brush, I simply added that off-white that I used earlier, and I just added in some little poofy marks for clouds. Then taking a light yellow and adding some off-white, I went in with a base coat for my sunflowers. Then I went back in and over it with a darker yellow, and I did add the brown. I kind of messed up a little bit right here and later on, but overall I just kept working with it, and eventually it ended up allowing me to do what I wanted it to do. I then added the stem with a dark and light green, and I went back over the yellow once again. And right here is the second time I messed up. I way overused my Sharpie and it looks very chaotic, but I did go over it with yellow and eventually it did turn out okay. Then taking that same Sharpie, I wrote, "You are a sunflower," and then I was finished. For this next rock, I had quite the time with it, but it turned out okay in the end and I'm really happy with it. These are the materials and colors I used. The first thing I did was went in with a base coat of yellow and I added a second layer. Then taking a gold paint pen, I went in and I added my street, and I was using a picture off of Pinterest for this design. Then I added my letters, which are "Follow the Yellow Brick Road," and my pen kind of messed up on brick and road. But I did end up going and adding a black outline off camera and a layer Mod Podge on both rocks. Then I added my hashtag and wrote a cute little message on the back of all of my rocks, and I Mod Podged the back of the rocks. Then I took a small pebble and I doodled on it. And then I was done. I did go and I hid these in different places throughout downtown, so here's videos of me hiding them. And as you may be able to see, I did hide a couple of these rocks by this Native American statue that we have in our downtown. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed!